All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game Happy versus Sock. This game taking place here on Echo Isle 2.2. Yesterday was unable to cast well, due to new version of Warcraft 3 being released and, well, breaking up a replay. Hopefully that doesn't happen today. Tried to choose a newer game, played on this particular patch, and, well, yep, don't know what to say. Happy opening things up with the Crypt Lord first, going up against an Archmage. So that Crypt Lord is what I would call a go-wide strategy, a large number of units trying to surround and perhaps pick off and take out units with skeletal minions, beetles, and things of that nature. All right. During the summer, the girls use my computer very often, start moving things around, knobs around. Hopefully, well, everything still works. Let's go ahead and continue to have this game move forward. We're looking at a Crypt Lord going to go after this Ogre Magi creep camp on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Happy did pick up a Forest Troll Shadow Priest from the other, I believe, the other mercenary camp. Going to be useful to try and abolish magic down those water elementals and, well, finish them off. Crypt Lord going to go ahead and pick up an easy item here, and now Happy and Sock trying to figure out what type of game they're going to be playing. Sock is already teching to tier 2. It looks as though Happy is considering setting up an expo, and yes, he is going to be trying to set up an expo over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Archmage being brought over at level 2 does have that brilliance aura. Now the question is going to be if the Archmage can stop this expo and carry that little bit of a tech advantage since he's the one to tech first. Otherwise, Happy could have, well, the economic advantage going into these fights. Archmage is going to drop a water elemental. Most likely, nope, not dropping a water elemental as yet, just throwing down damage onto this haunted gold mine. Water elemental trying to make its way back over here. There's that second water elemental, and there's a quick cancellation on that gold mine. It doesn't feel like Happy was really committed to setting this expo up, and now gonna go ahead and try and retreat back. Tech to tier 2 quickly reached by Happy now. So Happy quickly pivoting upon that decision from trying to go for an expo to trying to tech. You can see a little bit of a tech advantage by Sock. He'll get to tier 2 first, and, well, from there we'll figure out what the necessary strategies will be. It does make sense. Sock does want to try and stop that tech to tier 2, or excuse me, the expo, since the Crypt Lord, it does build up an army fairly fast. There goes an ensnare through the trees and finding a footman there. Meanwhile, coming back around, the Archmage of Sock quickly scouts out and sees there is no expansion, nothing to really be that concerned about. As the Archmage, is he going to try and pick up? No, he's going to go after this mercenary creep camp here. Interesting spot, picking up a Forest Troll Shadow Priest. The Kobold Geomancer gets a purge onto that water elemental. That water elemental taking significantly more damage than expected, and now a Forest Troll Shadow Priest is also out as well. All right, Archmage needs to, well, do a lot of work here. Are we going to see a footman or two get taken down as the Crypt Lord? Is it going to come across this creep camp here? All right, there's the Renegade Wizard. Pendant of Energy is going to be a big item there. And with this, the Kobold Geomancer, is he going to finish off a footman? Yes, he will. 23 to 27 damage, enough to get the job done. All right. Forest Troll Shadow Priest continuing to heal. Last Kobold down. Meanwhile, a couple of militia trying to stop this infestation. There's a deny by a beetle on another beetle, as the Archmage is still shy of level 3. All right, these little beetles making a little bit of a play here. We are looking at the Altar of Kings being done, Paladin, excuse me, as that second hero now, as Blacksmith and Arcane Sanctum being added in once more. Interesting choice to go for Paladin second, trying to get that big burst heal online faster than the Stormbolt, as the Crypt Lord is already at level 3, and we are just now about to hit tier 2 for Happy. A little bit of superficial damage on that Tomb of Relics. Archmage gets to level 3, drops a level 2 water elemental. Militia and Footman clearing out that green creep camp there to get a bit of experience. Forest Troll Shadow Priest is going to try to abolish anything there, trying to take down a couple of beetles. There goes one beetle. The water elemental, however, it looks like it could end up falling. Is it going to get denied? No, it is not. The Forest Troll Berserker unable to get its axe in it in time. All right. Criplord could try and impale, but the separation is actually rather large. Meanwhile, Forest Troll, Shadow Priest leading the charge, trying to head back here. Archmage going after an Acolyte. Acolyte down to 78 hit points. It looks like it will be able to hide temporarily and make its way back here as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest gets impaled and will get cleaned up. All right. Oh, what a, oh, wow, almost a nearly beautiful surround by Happy's Beetles, knowing that the Forest Troll Berserker could cut that corner a bit close. The Beetles got in position, forced it to double back around, and, well, got an easy kill there. Now, Paladin going to come up the hill and see that the Crypt is currently trying to creep. This is a rather small army, not going to be able to do very much. There's a Holy Light on the Paladin. Meanwhile, the Archmage is on the inside here trying to stop the Slaughterhouse from being constructed, but a second one already being placed down by Happy not too far away. That will delay those Obsidian statues, however, as the Paladin continuing to finish off some additional units. Forest Troll, Berserkers, and Trappers going to get cleared up here. We're going to look at a Skeletal Minion getting taken out. Paladin could try and pick up that tome, perhaps try and finish off more of these units as the Archmage regroups. Archmage at level 3, Paladin at level 1, going up against a 4 Cryptlord and 1 Death Knight. Death Knight bringing in the Death Coils for those heals as more Skeletal Minions getting cleaned up. Are we going to see another heal? No, we are not. An Impale instead. 1 Footman down, a 2nd Footman about to get taken down as well. Beautiful, beautiful mid-attack stop by Happy to ensure that the Archmage doesn't get the deny there. Constantly well played here. A Holy Light finishes off a Ghoul as the units are not trying to retreat back. Priests are purposely staying in the far backfield in order to stay alive. And with this, the Crypt Lord and Death Knight, it's not going to be your normal 1-2 combination to try and destroy and melt the back line of priests and sorceresses. We are going to tier 3, which means that we could have mastery training on those priests as well. There goes, well, Death Coil right there. Paladin continuing to heal up. More priests joining in on the fight. More priests than actual damage dealers. Only the, excuse me, the Riflemen, the main damage dealer in this group, as more Riflemen are getting trained up. Archmage makes its way down to the south here. Gonna go after this Ogre Mauler creep camp. Meanwhile, Death Knight, Cryptlord off to the north. Who can gain more experience quickly? That is gonna be the question, as the Paladin quickly wants to get to level 2. Will get there off of this 5-4-4 creep camp. While the Archmage is away though, Brilliance Aura not applied to those priests, so we'll see if that mana issue comes back a bit later. Selling a couple of easy items there. Meanwhile, we see, well, Skeletal Minion is going to get finished off by, yes, by the Archmage. Lucky last hit or well-timed understanding of the game, could be either, as more Riflemen are joining in on the battle. It looks like Rifle Caster is going to be the name of the game. However, well, Happy in a great spot, sitting at level 2 on his Death Knight already, and, well, already at tier 3, already has the Lich, and gonna be waiting for that Orb of Corruption. All right, so already at tier 3 here. Peasants, are they gonna try and, well, finish off this wall? Dual Peasants trying to repair here, and it looks like they will be able to get the job done as the farm, well, nearly completed. Archmage shows up, tries to put pressure in, but the Death Knight, Obsidian Statues, and Cryptlord are gonna easily deter that. All right, 1 Lone Footman on the bottom left-hand side of the map, keeping track of what is happening with that expo. Having information known when a base is established is always a very good idea. You never want to be playing in the dark, not knowing that you are further behind. Level 3 now on the Paladin. Lich, however, lot of auto attack damage, plus 15 auto attack damage, plus that Orb of Corruption. That could be a problem. And, well, look, a Tome of Intelligence is being left behind here. Militia now going to make their way over. Is the Tome even going to be bothered with? It does not appear so, as the Mountain King will be that 3rd and final hero. Staff of Sanctuary has been picked up. Staffs, however, generally work better with higher hit point units. You're able to, well, pull back a high hit point unit, and all of that time wasted trying to attack it is then gone there. Inner Fire on a Water Elemental, that, well, Inner Fire coupled with Devotion Aura, that is going to be a large amount of armor there. already up to 9 armor. Great damage reduction indeed, as the Mountain King looks to finish off the remainder of this Renegade Wizard creep camp, getting up to level 2. Mountain King already up to 10 armor, and that is without the help of Inner Fire or Devotion Aura. That Mountain King could be an incredibly durable hero. Add in a Ring of Regeneration for some extra passive regeneration there. Both sides getting ready to fight. Are we going to see an Inner Fire onto that Mountain King? Well, Inner Fire could come into play until Destroyers are out on the battlefield, and then those Destroyers are just going to devour up that delicious, delicious ability. All right, in comes the Destroyer. There's a Devour magic already. Inner Fire is delicious. There goes an Impale, stopping some of those units in its tracks. Both sides still trying to fight their way through, but the Impale stopping many of those units. Stormbolt trying to go down after the Crypt Fiend. One Crypt Fiend down. Frost Nova going down on a Rifleman. Both sides exchanging blows. Holy Light saving a couple of Riflemen here. Archmage going to try and double back around. There goes another Crypt Fiend, and this is a variation on the Unkillable army, as the Paladin was the second hero, is a little bit delayed, but the Archmage is so much better at creeping purposefully. All right, continuing to fight back around. There is, well, an illusion. Mountain King, or are we going to get in some bashes here? A lot of damage is being absorbed by that illusion. There's a Devour magic instead, as the Mountain King still doing quite a bit of chasing. All right, are we going to perhaps get in front somewhere, try to get a bash, try to get something going as the units are retreating back again? Mountain King does have the boots of speed. That's the reason why he's leading the charge, able to get a Fred up in front of that Archmage. No Stormbolt onto that Forest Troll Shadow Priest. I would have thought that would have been an easy pick off there, but instead backing away. Flying Machines are out, are going to give sight, and now you see why Sok was going after all of those Crypt Fiends early on. He didn't want to give his opponent the opportunity to reach critical mass and web down some of these Flying Machines. Flying Machines are there to try to counter those Destroyers so that the Riflemen can use Inner Fire, but instead, well, Destroyer quickly devours it once more. Flying Machines continuing to make their way back across here. Mountain King trying to get a bash in. Lich retreating back again. Archmage purposely continuing that chase. And, well, just a little bit of tug-of-war push and pull here on Echo Isle 2.2. Armies coming and going as the tide, as the Destroyers look to perhaps pick off a Flying Machine or two. Back in the day, people had often asked, what is better, Destroyers versus Flying Machines, based on, well, their attacks. Destroyers, their magic damage deals bonus damage to the heavy armor of a Flying Machine. Meanwhile, Flying Machines have the piercing damage up against the Destroyer. It really comes down to mana on that Destroyer. As soon as the Destroyer has mana, that attack becomes a splash damage, and those Flying Machines really do get eaten up. If they wanted to have Flying Machines really countered other air units, they would have given them medium armor. Yes, I know Gargoyles and Hippogriffs are stronger or do normal damage, but then Gargoyles and Hippogriffs against Flying Machines, well, Flying Machines were really designed to go up against Griffins, Dragonhawk Riders, and Destroyers. So, yeah. I wonder what would happen. Leave your comments below. What do you think would happen if Flying Machines actually had medium armor, similar to a Rifleman, so that they would take reduced damage from piercing and magic attacks? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Mountain King going after this Gargantuan Sea Turtle on the bottom right-hand side. Meanwhile, Death Knight and Lich going after the same creep camp on the bottom left. Lich sitting at level 2, still plus 15 attack. Gold mine not being mined here. We are looking at full saturation on the bottom right. Has mined for over a minute and a half now. Coming up on 2 minutes as the Abominations, well, are really going to town here. This is a lot of Abominations by Happy. 3 Abominations for this 73 supply army. Meanwhile, 67 supply army with Knights now getting added in. No sign of Griffin Aviary for perhaps griffins and some magic damage on these high hit point abominations. We're already up to six A-bombs, pretty much ignoring the flying machines, not going for any sort of crypt fiends for web, and the destroyers are just having a field day, eating up all of this inner fire. Did Sock perhaps mess up here, giving the opportunity for giving the opportunity for the destroyers to just constantly have mana? All right, in come the flying machines going up against the destroyers. You can see damage, how much it adds up against there, as the destroyers are also regenerating hit points every time they devour magic too. A lone water elemental in that front line position, that looks delicious as well. One water elemental off to the side here. Both sides are going to be engaging. In comes the flying machines trying to go after those destroyers, as we see a couple of an impale go down, lifting up many units. Arcane Tower about to fall. It gets taken down. Destroyer seems to be holding steady, but reinforcements are coming across. One destroyer is left right there. If you take down the destroyer, is that going to be enough? He is trying to stay alive. Scroll of Town Portal inbound. Destroyer finally getting taken out as the armies reposition there. Another destroyer is alive here. Are we going to get some more Devour Magic? No, we are not. Perhaps a little bit on cooldown as the units are still continuing to engage. Flying machines want to engage against the destroyer, haven't been able, or are not moving over there just quite yet. Both sides are still attacking, and it looks as though, yes, abominations are getting cleaned up with a holy light. Flying machines are getting added in. There goes another abomination. 2 abominations down. 66 supply compared to Undead's 60. So yes, Sock is holding on barely, but it looks as though this town hall is about to fall. Flying machines not moving. Not quite sure what Sock is looking to do here. He needs to engage. Are we going to see a Staff of Sanctuary on that knight? It does not look like it. I don't know if it's on cooldown or something. No, nothing here. So Staff of Sanctuary should have definitely been there. Flying machines finally back online, getting the order to dive in onto that destroyer. Is it going to get taken down? Yes, it does. And now is the opportunity to use Inner Fire freely. Use Inner Fire when there are no more destroyers. Force Obsidian statues to go into destroyer form as we see another impale go down. Flying machines do not have the bombard upgrade. More destroyers or obsidian statues on their way over. Destroyers transformation could be getting ready here as both sides are still fighting their way through. There's a Staff of Sanctuary, perhaps only being used to save the heroes and not the other units, as the town hall is about to fall. Sock did get about 2,000 gold out of this gold mine, but, well, did lose a significant amount of gold in this town hall, the arcane tower, and all of the peasants here. Flying machines still hanging off to the side, not engaging, not moving with the rest of the army. And, well, based on replays, I'm just wondering, is that because this replay is bugged? Always a dangerous question to ask nearly 20 minutes into a game. Alright, easy Nightcrawler gonna get finished off here. It gets taken out. A little bit more heal. Manual of Health being left behind. Meanwhile, Footman going up against an Acolyte on the bottom left there. Alright, majority of the creep camps. Well, nope, not gonna go after that Forest Troll. There's only one Forest Troll left there. It's not gonna get cleaned up. Beetle is hanging off to the side, just scouting out this position. Flying machines are on the move. We're looking at 63 over 70 supply. Main gold mines have about 3 minutes of mining left, and then, well, Undead can do what Undead players do in a one-base trade, start unsummoning buildings for a little bit of extra gold, and in turn getting a large enough army to fight. Get a larger army. All right, we are finally getting the flak cannon upgrades. Flying machines still getting trained up here. There's a squadron out to the south here, and this one here, Paladin walks through a Manual of Health. Odd things like this. Nope, Water Elemental getting summoned up. What is happening? Perhaps both sides waiting to build their perfect army. 63 supply compared to 65. Undead along the south side here, still scouting out all this stuff. Still no, well, bomb upgrades. More flying machines getting added in once more. Perhaps he's thinking that Happy is going to be bringing in a much larger destroyer presence. But instead, we are still looking at 5 abominations with that disease cloud. Or is that 6? No, 6 abominations with disease cloud to do some lasting damage on all of these units. All right, more flying machines getting trained up. I do not see the bombard upgrade whatsoever. Those fly machines, are they going to regroup here? Are they going to see this group? It's almost like those flying machines really are not there. Let me know what you guys think, if this game is slightly bugged or not. I haven't seen anything too out of the ordinary. Well, sitting on 600 gold right now, still mining up. 275. No, we're still spending gold on this side. Summing up another ziggurat here. And getting a haunted gold mine down on the south. All right, getting ready to engage. Death Knight, Lich, Crypt Lord, level 5, level 3, level 3, going up against level 4, level 3, level 3. Fly machines doing a little bit of an exchange right there. Both sides are ready, getting ready to engage. The flying machines really don't have much of an opportunity. We see Inner Fire now being cast. Are we going to see Devour Magic? Yes, Devour Magic for that abomination. Mountain King, perhaps if it had Inner Fire or an Orb of Fire, could attack the air and perhaps try and stun. There's that flying machine, a well-rounded attack there as the unit's going to quickly make their way back. There goes the Destroyer. There's the Mountain King. There's the abomination. And here's the fight. But the flying machines are just in the air with nothing really to attack. Mountain King down to 400 hit points already. He's going to need a Holy Light if he wants to stay alive. Inner Fire is on him. He has a decent amount of armor, and with 14 armor still trying to hold on dearly. There goes an Impale. Paladin's not going to have access to a Holy Light. No, going to go for it. Are we going to see that Mountain King fall? Mountain King has taken so much damage. Is he just going to fall here needlessly? And with that, come on, a Holy Light, do something to let me know that he's okay. The Mountain King still taking so much damage. And well, Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight could actually get fall. Death Knight falls. Are we going to see a Holy Light on the Mountain King now? No, we are not. And with that, I wonder what is going on. Why didn't the Paladin, who was at maximum mana, not finish things to heal that Mountain King? If that Mountain King had gotten plenty of heals, he would have been more than fine. Flying Machine still looking to engage here. Both sides going back and forth. We're going to be looking at the, well, all right. Yeah, it feels like Sock over-trained up on flying machines with really no real use for them. Now that all of the obsidian statues are here on the ground, there's a Holy Light finally after all this time, but this does not seem like your custom Sock play. Rifleman should have been able to poke apart some of those other units in the back. There's a Staff of Sanctuary trying to save units again, but what is going down here? Archmage. And that is going to be it right there. Sock leaves the game. Let me know, did you guys think that that game did look highly suspicious still? Replays. Was it bugged? Let me know in the comments below.